Okay, I just filmed the beginning of another one, but anyway, I'm here in Guatemala. I'm at debrief, which is basically the end of each country where you just talk about and debrief what happens, just kind of process. I have corn tortillas. They're kind of slimy, that's kind of weird. And then I have an onion, and I have 3 avocados. Squishy. So I'm at debrief, and I just finished my time in Guatemala, and I believe last time we talked I was in Guatemala, and I just recovered from COVID. I'll tell you about my ministry that we've been doing, what's coming next, and what the past few weeks have looked like. Magical. Okay, so we worked with an organization called Random, and that is a play on words, Spanish and English. Reign is king, and so it means kingdom. It's a group of young people. I believe the oldest is the person who made it, who is 28, and then the youngest person who we worked with is 12, who was a part of our ministry, not someone we were serving. He was 12, and his name was Ricky, and he would hang out with us. Oh, I should have done something differently. Whatever. So, it was magical. Each day looked a little different, and I'll take you through what our weeks looked like. Mondays, we started off by going to the house that they have, and I'm putting this back in here. And we would do an English lesson for our hosts because they speak almost exclusively Spanish, but they're trying really hard to learn, and they're doing incredible. They speak as much Spanish, or they speak as much English as we do Spanish, and so it's really sweet to help each other, and it was really amazing to teach them as they taught us. So we would do that, and then we would go to Santa Marta, which is a village / neighborhood that's probably 15 minutes away by bus, and we would go there and we would play with the kids, do games with them, and that kind of stuff. And it was just a super fun opportunity to see how our ministry host loved them in such an incredible way by learning their names and everything. It was just magical, to see them how we're supposed to serve people lovingly by the example of our ministry hosts. Incredible, amazing, I loved it. And then Tuesdays we would do house visits in the morning, so that looks like we go to people's houses with food, ask them if they need anything, hey, can we, once there was an earthquake and one of the roofs was slanted, so us and all the people we were working with helped them to take the thing down, or can we help you clean, because some of them are older ladies who don't have the ability to do things, and their kids aren't there, so their sons and daughters now have families and are not with them anymore to help them, so they're just kind of on their own, and a lot of them don't have husbands, so we do that. And then in the afternoon we kind of just hang out with them, clean the space that we're in, do that kind of stuff. Wednesdays, those are one of my favorite days. It's called La Mesa de Reina, I believe, which means the table of the king in Spanish, and it is so amazing. I start and we make food, so I work with some of the people who a mom and her daughter, and they are so fun, and I love talking to them, and we cook food in the morning, and then we bring it to the park where some of the other people on my team have been setting up tables with tablecloths, flowers, placemats, everything, and then we serve them plates, and then we give them to them on basically silver platters. It's amazing, and we make juice for them, and it's just an amazing time to be with them and treat people like the kings and queens that they are, and not just give them food and hand it to them, but really humanize them, and a life where people might not treat them very well, if they're homeless people or just people who are impoverished. So that's one of the best things about my ministry. And then on Thursdays we do activation. This is what it is, but I'll wait to it. An activation is a time where we are with the AIM staff, and we sit and we have a lesson on something intercession, your calling, spiritual gifts, of spiritual authority, and then we go in the afternoon and we just go out and we do what's called ATL, which is Ask the Lord. And so we pray for things, and some people get God's telling me that I need to talk to someone in a red shirt, or I got the word honey one day, which is weird. And it's weird how you get things, you just pray and ask the Lord, and you're just Lord, what do you have to say about this day? What do you think, what opportunities are you going to give me? What divine appointments is what they called. Like God has a plan for you for that day. It just like you just like give me a hint to see what it is. It's like a little treasure hunt sometimes. And so that has been amazing. And you just go out and they call it evangelism, but I kind of don't love that word because it has like a bad context. And you just go and make relationships with people, and you pray for them. I remember one day we did it in a park. And they're like, okay, just go out in groups. And I didn't really pray for anything. We just kind of like walked out. And there was a baby there was a mom holding her baby. And the week before, with my ministry at the English lesson, I learned the word to hold. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, I can like hold your baby and we can walk and talk if you would like, because she had 2 kids. And I was with 2 other people. And she's like, yeah, sure. And she hands me her baby. I was like, so I carried the baby and then starts crying, so I give it back. But we just talked to them, and we eventually end up going to her house, and she gives us tea, and it was so good. And we just talked to her, and it was all in Spanish, and so it was a really good, this is gross, a really good opportunity for me to like use my Spanish to minister to people, and it was amazing and incredible, and I loved it. And then Fridays, my team has off because we're supposed to have 2 off days, like a weekend. But we work on Saturdays, so we have the off day, so we can go to Antigua or Paramos. Antigua is like about an hour bus ride away. It's probably like 30 minutes in a car, but by bus it's longer. And we can do that, or we can go to Paramos, and it's just like a day to like get Wi-Fi so I can text my family, or just kind of relax and Sabbath and just like make sure I spend time with the Lord before I go out and try to like fill people with the Lord, make sure I'm filled up. And then on Saturday we go to a village, the Santa Marta village, and we do a BBS, and this has looked like a bunch of different things. I do like a game, a craft, a lesson, all sorts of things, and it's fun and magical, and I love it. And that is what ministry has looked like. I love it, and it's from, we leave at normally like 8:30 or 9:15, and we get back at like 5:15. So it's like a 9 to 5, but I love it, and it fills me up a lot, and I'm so blessed to have such an amazing host of people who are at our ministry, and they are awesome, and they love us so well, and it's amazing. So then we had a sleepover with them for our last night. We stayed at their house, and it was just fun to like be with them, and it was also nice because we stayed out later than 6 o'clock, which is our curfew, because that's when the buses stop, and so that was really nice. And then debrief started. So debrief is the time of processing, and everybody else wanted to go hike the volcano, so they did that, and there was me and probably like, I think there were 7 or 8 girls who weren't planning on doing it, whether that be because they had been sick with like a parasite earlier that week and their bodies weren't recovered, or because they just didn't want to hike it. Me, I didn't want to, and then I was like, well, I don't have to do that, because it's like an actual, you spend the night on the volcano, you hike up, it's like a really long, strenuous thing, and I just wasn't feeling it. So then we rented an Airbnb in Antigua, and I had so much fun, and we got to be with my ministry host, whom I love and adore, and she took us to one of our restaurants, and she speaks English. Yes, now we're at debrief. I have, and then we're at Lake Atitlan. It's pretty fun. It's like probably a 20-minute walk away, but we might go on a boat later. And so this is until Tuesday, and then on Wednesday my parents come until Monday, and we have some fun stuff planned. We're gonna go see the people who I worked with earlier, and then I leave for Africa on Monday, and I'll get there on Thursday, and we'll be in Swaziland, and I'm absolutely out of my mind stoked. I know it'll be really hard to have a change in amenities and like physical living conditions, but I think it'll be a chance for me to grow closer to God and grow closer to my team, which is my group of 4 girls who I'm with, and then my squad, which is the 40 people I travel with. So that is an update, and I love everyone, and I miss you so much, and I'm going to now eat my avocado tortilla for lunch.